Well, now, from the headlines you haven't seen department, Albuquerque, too many jobs. Albuquerque, overwhelmed by business opportunities.
Still, there is a big untapped economic opportunity in Albuquerque. In fact, it's in virtually every city in America. It's healthy, it's environmentally friendly, it promotes small businesses, and it's right in front of our faces.
We can tap this opportunity by encouraging the creation of small businesses on private property along our bike paths to serve trail users. We can do this. We can do this through innovative zoning, bike-in zoning, or BIZ. By any measure, cycles as transportation increasing across the board.
Maybe we can get a better feel for this idea by going for a bike ride.
Virtual helmet, and I'm ready.
In Albuquerque, we have more than 177 miles of bike paths, otherwise known as multi-use trails. Denver, 100 miles. Tulsa, 130. Boston, 65. So we have no cars to worry about, and it's a beautiful, sunshiny day. Where should we start?
Must have coffee.
Right. Alrighty, so we zoom off the trail into that bike-in coffee shop where we can sit under the trees and have a cup of coffee or maybe a smoothie and read the morning paper. Back on the trail again. Up ahead, there is a smorgasbord of places to stop. A bike-in flower shop, a gift shop, a produce garden, a ride-through sculpture garden.
Is that a brew pub?
Oh, no. No. Well, okay, yes, it is. But we can't go there now because we're going to that bike-in grocery store. The fact is, we could go on for miles and miles because the possibilities are endless. Now, from the virtual to the real, how did this idea come about?
Pure dumb luck. We're the accidental entrepreneurs. This was no fine-tuned bullet point business plan. This just evolved. But we believe this evolution can become a revolution.
We've lived for 37 years on a 12-acre farm just west of Old Town in Albuquerque. It's a horse farm and it's a produce farm.
And we're zoned agricultural, but we're right on the I-40 bike path.
And it's for that reason that several years ago we decided to try opening on weekends to bicyclists and pedestrians only. The first year, nobody came. But people must have talked to each other over the winter because by the time we opened the next spring, there were bicyclists coming from everywhere. And eventually, they were buying more of our produce than our drive-in customers. That idea evolved into bike-in coffee, serving fresh menu items made from our produce garden.
On weekends, we see as many as 200 people bike in and walk in. When we saw this reaction, we went, wow, other people could do this. So bike-in zoning would be a very specific special use to allow limited commercial operations on private property adjoining bike trails. It would require an application, public notice, public hearing, and of course, an approval. But the best part is it doesn't require any added public land or public expense. The bike trail's already there. That said, how do trail users know where to find a biz?
Maps and apps. We see this whole idea as being as unobtrusive as possible. Minimal signage and no advertising along the trail. The only hint that there is a business along there is a small biz logo. It's stenciled on the bike path, and that gives you a heads up to look for a small street sign located on the private property. Everything you need to know about that business you find on your maps or your phone apps.
But is there really serious business potential for serving cyclists? Well, Colorado, Arizona, Wisconsin, states around the country have done economic impact studies based on cycling. And those studies show hundreds of millions of dollars of direct impact from cycling. Studies also show that cyclists are good customers, coming more often and spending more, and we can attest to that.
And as it turns out, this is an idea that sells itself. Alternative transportation is just a hot topic. Just in the last year, because Old Town Farm caters to cyclists and pedestrians, we've either been mentioned or written up in New York Magazine Online, Better Homes and Gardens, New Mexico Magazine, Tailwinds Magazine, Edible Magazine, and many more.
We've even been featured on public television in France. Go figure.
Biz brings a whole new dimension to cycling. It gives us not just safe cycling routes, it gives us safe bicycle destinations. And that makes multi-use trails just more useful.
So, where do we go from here? With our great weather, our really great trail system, and year-round activities, we see bike-in zoning as making Albuquerque the place where bike-friendly and business-friendly come together. News item: cities across the country rush to copy Albuquerque's bike-in zoning plan. That's one we'd like to see.
Our motto at Old Town Farm is "Peddlers Welcome." We would like that to be the motto of every city in America.